Two. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Twitch and YouTube. I just started the stream. This is the first D&D draft I've ever done, so we're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it right now. I did the set review 2 days ago with John. I looked over the cards again yesterday on stream. We've got the Sweatsuit Invitational tonight, which is the new format. So why not make the first one the one to go with? If you're watching on YouTube, do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and checking out the Twitch stream. It's at twitch.tv/Semulin. So let's get ready to have our adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Hi, what's up, Patsy? On air, yes, it starts today. John and I literally said we would first pick this card. The question is, will we really? Man, so many new cards, so much to think over. What I've got so far is I think the Dragon's pretty good, and I think the Tiger Tribe Hunter's pretty good. I think the Dragon might just be better. Calc, thank you for the resub. Y'all spam some cats. For Calc. I think this is the rare that's first pickable. It's the thing that we discussed first. It seems like it's going to be relatively easy to splash, so I'm looking at this mostly as a red or white card that I could splash. If it wasn't here, I think then we're going to the Tiger Tribe Hunter. Being able to ping things is pretty neat, and it could go into the black-red sack deck that we believe that exists. Iron Golem is safe because it's an artifact. I like Raise the Goblin Alarm too, and the Windseer I think seems okay. But there's not really a good removal spell. There is like the Price of Loyalty, which will be a big part of the sacrifice deck, obviously. All right, so we've got Bard class, which I don't like, Blink Dog, which I don't like, Barbarian class, which I think you could play, but probably wouldn't. So where does this take us? This is just the best card, right? Spoils of the Hunt? Yeah, this is just an instant speed Rabid Bite, which is pretty dang good. There's also another Iron Golem, which again, we could just play. The Bard class mostly works with legendaries, and I'm not anticipating getting enough legendaries to kind of pull that off. Blink Dog really needs augmentation to do anything, and I don't want to build around that. And this seems like it might be okay in some decks. Like just giving your creatures +2/+0 in Menace seems like it could be powerful, but I think I like the removal spell. As usual, Ryan Sachs tweeted out that people are going to undervalue 2-drops and overvalue removal spells. And I think there's a caveat to that. Removal spells that cost 4 or less should be incredibly valuable. Removal spells that cost more than that should not be. For example, a 4-mana spell that deals 8 damage to one target is pretty good, and you should probably take that. This pack has better stuff in it than any of the other ones we've seen. This is a really good white common. This is probably the best or second best red common. Lurking Roper is freaking huge. But we're going to take the Meteor Swarm. Like, at its base level, this is red, 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 and 1 to kill something. I'm pretty good with that. I do think the Roper is good too, but you need a plan to get him untapped. Something like an Adult Gold Dragon, perhaps. All right, we talked a lot about you meet in a tavern. I don't think I want it over another Spoils of the Hunt. Well, it's not quite kill any 2 things, but it's getting close. Whereas I expect this to be criminally undervalued. I had suggested yesterday that if you can get 2 Spoils of the Hunt, you should be playing green, because green was not as deep as the other colors, but its common power level was just kind of not fair. I do need to start taking some creatures here in a little bit. But yeah, this is looking like red, green, splash, white. It could still be green, white. Like, I don't have to play the Meteor Swarm. It's a heavy red commitment. You don't need treasures for this to be good. You just need to play it. All right, so now it's kind of time to start thinking. Cleric class is actually quite good for green-white life gain. And I do think these cards are both okay. But I don't know that that's what a green deck is really going to need. It should have arbitrarily large things anyway, right? So if we take the cleric class and then start valuing some life gain, I think we could do something with this. Let's take a gamble here and see. That's a good ramper in blue. I suspect this guy or gal is better than we thought it was going to be. I'm still not quite sure which direction we're going here. Green is getting cut, but that's fine. Like, these are also splashable. The bite does not give lifelink, no. But there's a lot of repeatable life gain in white. I think if we're considering white, I'd like the Divine Smite. It's probably going straight in the sideboard, but when we bring that in, it's going to be amazing. Jaded Sellsword was one of my favorite commons in the set. I don't have any 2-drops yet, so I'm thinking about what Ryan Sachs said. Spoils is Rabid Bite. Target creature you control gets +1/+0. That creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. It's instant speed. There's no fighting here. It's just instant speed Rabid Bite. It could get a buff, but it doesn't have to. I think I'm going to take the Cleric. I really like the Sellsword, but I'd like to have some 2-drops in here and kind of decide where we're going that way. I also think there's a possibility that this Hawk is not bad. Are we supposed to just be red-white and splash the dragon? I think there's a possibility we are. I gotta take this Morningstar because it's uncommon and see where this takes us. Because it's possible that these just snuck through and green isn't actually open. Like, there's a debate among limited minds about whether or not this is better than the Owlbear. So if there's somebody that thinks the Owlbear is better, I think it's really close. I'm not even sure yet. But if they took Owlbears and passed me these, it's not actually a signal. And it's impossible to read signals at the beginning of a format. Still going to take the Plume, though. Sylvan Shepherd, I don't love, but it could do some work in green-white. Like, it's a way to trigger repeatable life gain for the Cleric class. It's at least a start. I'm okay with that. It disappeared, so I can't click anything else. We have to let the timer run down. But we've still got it. Bull Strength is actively okay. Contact Other Plane, I thought was going to be pretty good. Why is it still here? I don't know. Am I supposed to be playing blue? I don't think I'm supposed to be playing blue. I'm still not quite sure what we're doing yet. Huh. I remember thinking this was going to be okay. Welcome to a new set where you can't tell what you're supposed to be playing. All right, there's a power word kill. There's also this Wandering Troubadour. I think it's time we burn this down a little bit and decide what we're actually doing. And I think it may actually just be green-white. Probably splashing for the dragon. Because this starts getting us through some dungeon shenanigans. I've got solid removal. I just need to pick playables. This is a pacifism effect, which I think is really good. We've got Minimus Containment. We've got another Spoils. I do want the life-linking Paladins, but I don't have any way to get into a dungeon currently, and I think I'd like that. I gotta blow these cards up because I still can't quite read them all. There's a nice Death Toucher. There's the Unicorn, which is another payoff for gaining life at common. If we're gonna get to a dungeon with this deck, it's gonna be off of this Troubadour. Yeah, let's take the Celestial Unicorn. I think this is gonna be my first deck, is green-white life gain-ish. things. And if I want the 2-drop, I may have to take it right now. And I want the 2-drop. So I'm going to take it right now. I think I'd like a green dragon too, but I've already got a dragon. There's an Evolving Wilds. That's how we can do our splash. And potentially splash more. It does look like white is drying up. A little confused. But it'll be okay. Nothing wrong with a 3-1. Yeah. New sets are always hard to crack. But a 3-1 does play nicely with Spoils of the Hunt. So does a 4-1, and I don't really have anything at the top end. But I suppose if this aspect is covered, like if I have enough 2-drops, I can pick other stuff later. There's a dungeon map, which I liked a lot. There's also a Charmed Sleep, so maybe blue is what we were supposed to be doing. Mimic's probably the worst card in the set. So I don't think we want to play that. This could give us a way to accrue additional value while we're potentially ramping. Because again, if I want to get in the dungeon, we're going to have to do it off of this guy. So I think I actually want the map here. It also leaves me free to take a larger drop. Like, let's say we get past, I don't know, Purple Worm. I could pretty comfortably put it in the deck now and believe that we could get to 5 mana at some point. That's not even that big of an ask. I remember liking this a lot too. Yeah, it's really good for splashing. Play the Ranger here. The Smith's not very good. I could probably play another Cleric. Yeah, I suppose if I've got the Unicorn in play or the Cleric class, I'm pretty happy to play another Dawnbringer Cleric. At this point, I would like some medium equipment. Okay, sure. Let's get Minimus. I was not expecting that to wheel. I guess Pacifism's not very good in this set, huh? There's an extra 3-drop if we need it. God, this is so much thinking initially. But I think we can build this deck. Yeah, blue was apparently what's open, but go figure. Green is not open. I just happen to get some good green cards. Okay, doesn't matter. There's better blue cards in our sideboard. And an Eye of the Beer Holder. Yep, should have been blue. Could have played Mordenkainen. I wonder if we're just supposed to, like, okay, stop and play it anyway. Like, what would we be taking for our deck? Probably this. Maybe the Troll? If I just immediately cut all of my green cards, what do I lose? I lose my ability to venture into the dungeon, which is something. And I don't know that that's that powerful. I didn't craft the set yet. I need to do that. I'm going to take this and consider that. If they pass me a really good card for my deck, I think we can get involved with that. I'm going to want the Planar Ally either way, I think. I also really like Moon-Blessed Cleric. You can still splash Spoils. Yeah, we can. We could splash 1 or 2 if we wanted to. Good morning, Techno Shaman. Because, like, now I don't necessarily need to splash that dragon. I just need to feel like I have a reason to be in one of these 2 colors. And I kind of haven't found that yet. I really like the Purple Worm. I also really like the Mordenkainen. If I take this, we could definitely splash the Gold Dragon and play green. If I take the other Evolving Wilds, it probably helps with this, but let's buckle in. I think we're just green-white. It's impossible to read early drafts anyway, and I'm pretty happy with where this is going already. There's another Venture. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really want any more of these, but I'd mentioned that if Spoils of the Hunt isn't the best uncommon, then I think the Owl Bear is. So let's grab it. We're just barely short playables. So this is a combat trick for 1 mana. Or bounce my own dude. It's not quite what I'm after. We may need to play something like the Prowler. I could potentially splash another red card if I wanted to. And I might want to. Ooh, there's another Troubadour. Okie dokie. I think this card's real good. I'm kind of surprised that nobody else is taking it. If I need to play this Paladin Shield, I can. It's a possibility. I think I could put an Iron Golem in the deck too and not be too disappointed with it. I think I would want any of this, right? Probably not. Monk's not great, but could do a thing. This dagger would be better if we had a Death Toucher, and I've had 2 opportunities to get one and didn't take it. A little worried I might just be short creatures. How about this Hawk? I'm still concerned I don't have enough creatures for meeting in a tavern. I'm also concerned that I don't have a way to augment this Hawk, which is just going to make it considerably worse. I may have to splash this Sellsword, which I don't really want to do. But we're a tad bit short playables here. It's not a rough draft. It's an exciting first draft for a new set. Like, welcome to new sets. The first draft you do in a new set is almost always like this, as it's incredibly difficult to tell what's open. There's a few people that are picking cards for their collection rather than for the draft. Like, it just is what it is. I could play the Gloomstalker. I think I could be okay with that. Like, it's a 2/3, and there is some expectation that we could complete a dungeon in this deck. I think I do want a combat trick, and I think I could be okay with the Paladin Shield. I'll probably take that out for Divine Smite if we're playing against a black deck. And I don't have a huge problem with the Iron Golem. It's actually a card I'm interested in seeing if it's any good. So this is a good opportunity to find out. So this would give us 8/8/3, which seems not too shabby. Do we main deck a Plummet? That's a fair question. For me, no. I don't think I do. Although, again, there are flyers in every color. Well, yes, nobody. I think you're asking, like, you're commenting as if we have a choice, right? Like, ideally, we'd have a better card than the Iron Golem, but I don't have a better card than the Iron Golem. So we can't play a better card than the Iron Golem. It's limited. You're going to play some cards you don't like every once in a while. And I'm okay with that. I see a dungeon and a dragon. See, we did it! Tomy gets it! We did it! We got dungeons and dragons. We're basically winning already. Alright, walk with me. Let's see if this does anything. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that the Golem is a wonderful card. I also think there's a strong possibility I was supposed to skip into blue. But no one knows what they're doing yet. There's not yet a consensus on what card's better than what other card. So your initial drafts are, what do you think is valuable? And I can already tell people value the 3/3 that ventures when it attacks higher than I do, because I only saw one. I would like to go first. Man, it's kind of weird to me to see flavor text on my lands, but yeah, I'm good. That's going to take some getting used to. So I'm just discarding a card. Okay. Okay. I guess they have built the Devour Intellect .deck. Don't think I want to haste that. Or, excuse me, contain that, because it's still just going to sit here. No, it's just going to turn into a treasure, right? The question is, do we just play nothing this turn? Obviously, I'd like to hit the land drop. I think we're going to have to give it one more turn. I figured we'd draw one more land, but my intellect was devoured. Alright, so we need to pick what dungeon we want to go through. And it does at least show them to you first. So I think we want this so that I can get a treasure token and start casting more things and look for a land here. And that is a land I would like to have. I'd say that's a bit unfortunate, but we did find us something to use the Minimus Containment on. I'm pretty happy about that. I think we do need to get the red with this. It's like I'm not dealing with this somewhat obviously. We would play this. I mean, that's a fair question of whether you get the red or the white. I guess already having something white to play, I just need to be a grown-up and take it. Because we can go Bugbear or Owlbear into Planar Ally. Which is more important for us then? At this point, probably the Owlbear. Oh, they get to pick. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll keep whichever one they let me pick. What's up, Big Donald? I have not seen that many Devourer Intellects cast before, nor was I expecting to. Alright, so what are they going to get here? Each player loses 2 life, presumably. Like, it looks like they're going for the god. I guess they could try to get it now before I can hit more cards. Am I missing something here? Or are we just getting to eat free goblins? I mean, I don't know that it's exactly free, but it's close to free. I could use the goblin token to do what? Because I really want to kill that. The treasure means I could top deck my dragon and cast it, and it would be phenomenal. It also means that if I really want to, I can use Spoils of the Hunt to kill the Bandit Lord when they attack with this. And I think that's probably what I actually need. It does kind of suck that I can't top deck my dragon, but seems okay. I'm sorry, Goblin. Feign Death seems pretty good, not gonna lie. And the dungeon map seems about as good as I thought it would be. So this will get me a +1/+1 counter on the Gloomstalker, which I think seems pretty good, because then it can block. Oh, no, I can't do that. I can... that's bad. I guess I can block with it anyway. But if I was going to do that, I would have wanted to attack with both. There's my first dungeon issue. I cannot go that way. I have to go this way. But I should have attacked with that. I'm bad and I feel bad. They're going to have a 4/4 death touch, like, black horror creature token here, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. And all of their creatures will have first strike. Well, not all of them. I guess first things first, we draw a card. I could always get back Minimus Containment and contain that. That doesn't seem bad. Yeah, I think I'm interested in that. Oh, it's only a permanent, which is good because Minimus Containment is a permanent. Is that the problem? Heck yeah, that's the problem. Enjoy your treasure. What's up, Uberdag? I mean, it's mostly regrowth. You kind of wish it was a regrowth. We can start a new dungeon. I wish I could look at the dungeons whenever I wanted. Can I not do that? They may play a card they own from outside the game. Presumably they're looking at cards they own from outside the game, realizing that none of them are any good, and they're going to concede and we'll go to the next game. This is playing a lot of cards that I would not typically play, like all of these Devour Intellects. I would not be jamming that. Is this the one that drains me? Yeah, so we will need to deal with that. That'd be awful nice. But they have to block this, right? There's 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they don't have to block it, but isn't one of the damage to... This is where I really need to be able to look at these bloody dungeons. Right-click for more information. Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Okay, how do I see another one? Right-click to view another one. Each player loses 2 life. They have to block if I choose Tomb of Annihilation, and these just trade. And I don't know how they get me if this is dead. But I guess currently they don't get me anyway, so I may as well just hold it up. Just gonna kill that now. Dungeons seem actively good. I mean, that just wins. So let's do that. Why play it on the offense? It's instant speed. They have no cards in hand. I don't have to play around anything. It doesn't give me a power boost, so it doesn't matter. All right, so they are playing black. We're interested in Divine Smite. They have some black permanents we'd like to get. As mentioned before, that may even be better considering the Tomb of Annihilation is a thing people can go in, because everybody has access to a 4/4 Death Touch. So there's a possibility we should just be main decking that. The Paladin Shield looked like it could have done some work there. How do we feel about Plummet? That's usually a card I'm looking to try to bring in. Don't really see anything in that direction. So that's not it. They may have an Act of Treason style effect in there. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else I could bring in. So the question is, what do we want to come out? The shield actually looked okay. I think I could kind of get them with that a little bit. The Ranger's Hawk doesn't look so great on the draw. That I want to go ahead and up my evaluation on Planar Ally. Well, this is one game against a deck that's playing like multiple Devour Intellects, so perhaps I don't. I'm not ready to say we should be main decking this yet, Thangarth. I'm not ready to say that at all. I'm ready to say there's a possibility we should be. That I'd probably play one and be okay, but I kind of wanted 2 of them here. There's plenty of fixing. Fixing's all over the place. It's pretty easy to splash. We've got Evolving Wilds at common. There's an uncommon bad Evolving Wilds. Man, if I can hit a white source, this will be great. I can also draw cheap green spells conceivably. I mean, I suppose that makes it easy to discard cards, which I certainly don't mind, because I don't need you. I have no idea what it looks like for sealed. I don't play sealed anymore. We got one more draw for a white source, and I think we can do something here. And there it is. Pretty happy about that. Let's start our dungeon. I was pretty happy with the Lost Mines. And I think I am again. Oh yeah, I would like to happen upon a glade. I would like that very much. No, you don't need to use the white. Now we're beginning to get somewhere. You do not put dungeons in your deck, no. They can pump all goblins, right? Yeah, so may as well just trade with this one. This is an obscene amount of damage. Did I just misclick and it's actually lethal? That's 12, 13, 14, 15. No, we'd go to 2. I'm gonna have to trade off the Troubadour, but I will get a 1/1, which I think is acceptable. This doesn't have Vigilance, right? It'd be neat if it did, but sadly it does not. Really didn't want to trade off the Troubadour. What if I trade off both of these? What's my next level? It gets bigger? I almost want to do that. Because we're probably going to minimus this dude. Yeah, I think the dungeon value is worth it. It's really difficult to decide. Now I've turned this into a pretty self-contained blocker. Well, until they top decked a Black Dragon. But I can't do anything about them top decking a Black Dragon. I can spend 6 mana to draw a card. Yeah, sure, but I wanted the other one to live so I could finish the dungeon. The bigger unicorn wasn't really what I wanted there. I feel like that's more valuable long term because it could still grow. But the dragons just got me. It's one flyer. One flyer that we've seen. I'm still not sure whether I'm supposed to bring in a plummet for one flyer. I feel like I had kind of a rough draw there. I would have had more time if I'd been a grown-up and traded off the paladin for a token. I was trying to accrue value, but then I didn't get there. Yeah, that was probably just a mistake. Because then I wouldn't have needed to minimus a 3/1. Well, back in my day, if your opponent had one flyer, you would definitely bring in plummet, because there was no way you were beating that air elemental otherwise. But I think those days have passed. Well, that's all the mana we could ever want. I like that. It has some protection from intellect devouring, which I also like. It does not have much protection from curving 1, 2, 3. We're not stable yet, but I could see us getting there. I know, Shadis, I'm teasing. If they don't kill this, it at least gives me a platform to spoils with. I've at least got that going for me. Okay, so they're not going into the Tomb of Annihilation, which is great for us. And I'm thrilled to see the planar ally here. This card's better than I thought it was. Somebody has jokes banned? I like jokes. They give me purpose. Oh no. Where do I want to go? I mean, I'm kind of the beatdown right now. I kind of want to go in the tomb. My concern is that if I don't kill this, then their Black Dragon gets better, but I feel like there's other things I need to kill, and this is just a trade we can accept. I've got enough lands in play. I'm going to hold them for Intellect Devouring and our Adventurer dudes, and potentially sacrificing for that. This is fine. I am suddenly no longer the beatdown. I don't know how I'm keeping up with this. All right. It's going to have to be like that. This is really tough. I think my best bet may be sniping a blocker, like taking a heap of damage here, sniping a blocker, and then trying to kill them next turn. While jokes are okay, Loki spoilers will definitely get you banned. I have not watched Loki yet. 7 damage. Almost half my life total. I'm not killing them with what I have currently. So what happens if I just snipe that? I'm already not beating a black dragon. I think this is gaining me enough life that I need to do this. It makes me a little uncomfortable, but I am concerned that I'm going to die. Okay. We're good. Cleric class. If you would gain life, gain that much. Whenever you gain life, put a counter on target creature. We can just go ahead and level 2 this right now. I'm going to have to zap myself for 2 here, which is a little unfortunate, so I'm not really gaining the life. But need the 5 mana next turn. Already lethal. Let's make this lethal too. Yes, I could have double blocked it and killed it. Or 2 for 1 myself and killed it. But I did not want to 2 for 1 myself. I like the board. But the creature would die. And I would lose the game, you see. I don't want to lose the game. Yeah, so we just kill him here. Two for wanting yourself is bad. Being a cleric is good. So a general concept, Francis, that I try to play by, and it can be really freaking scary. Especially when you're up against an aggressive deck like that. It can be terrifying. But generally speaking, I don't want a 2 for 1 myself to answer something. Now, it's a consideration if I don't draw the cleric class there. But once I draw that, it looks like we can win. Let's take a little break to do our Stream Raiders battle and say, so far, that was pretty cool. Adventuring in the dungeon? Definitely worth doing. Was that you playing Bruce? Huh? Oh, that Bruce. They were just saying GG. GG's Bruce. Sometimes people just say that when you win a game. Is which culture? I mean, the red stuff's real aggressive. This is not a surprise. I mean, this is going to a concept that Dave and I used to talk about back in my podcasting days of playing to win versus playing to not lose. If we've got Wizard with the kills, Calc with the assists, rewards for Calc and Thangarth. Yeah, they haven't done early access in a long time, at least 6 months, right? So imagine that I don't have to walk entirely through it. I'm not going to 2 for 1 myself unless I absolutely have to. It could potentially be. I like so far that I can draft all 10 color pairs. That's real nice. That's real nice. There was not an early access that could be streamed. Man, I've had some rough openers, but we just need one land to happen upon a glade, and that sorts everything out. Or I could just draw like a god, that works too. All right, so I'm not worried about that. This might be an okay turn to happen upon a glade. Although it might also be nice to have a platform to fight from, but I think this is just a reasonable turn to get the mana sorted. Didn't play it, did not block with it. That was interesting sequencing, but you know, I'm okay with that. We take these. So I want the Dwarf Hold Champion in play. This is a bit of an awkward turn because I want this in play so that I can potentially fight with it. But I'd also like to get the Gloomstalker in play. I could do both, but I'm probably going to need to kill this at some point. I guess it's just 2 damage a turn. I don't super care about that right now. Yeah, mana efficiency is just super nice. Let's do that. Because if I need to, I can play this and fight with it next turn anyway. Well, I definitely want them to go. I don't know quite why they didn't attack me. I definitely want them to go for the equip for this before I let them attack. We're just going to hold the spoils and then maybe level this next turn if I don't have anything better to do. We can also conceivably start adventuring soon. That I just need to kill. So I will. Which is, again, this card is better than I initially thought it was. So I can play this and go on an adventure. I'd like to go on an adventure. Where do we want to go? I can complete this one quickly. I can also try to be the aggro deck. This is a bigger choice than I thought it would be. I guess right now I need to start being interested in trading something off and getting my life gain going. So let's go to the Lost Mine and get a scry. I have basically nothing going on here. I don't really want to draw an Iron Golem. That's scary, but it's just not what I want. And I should be attacking with this Dwarf Hold Champion. Alright, and I think I'm supposed to hold these in case I draw one of my 2 dragon dudes, dragon bards. I should be able to get some advantage with the cleric class here. There's also a kind of counter choice about which dungeon are you going to pick based on what your opponent picks, which is interesting. I gotta say, I like this so far. The Shepherd will get us more too, but like we're definitely pumping this turn. There is a Gideon's Reproach style card, and if they've got this for the Paladin, I'm going to feel pretty stupid. But if they don't, I think we're in business. And now I want to be able... No, I could still play a 3-drop next turn. I can hold it for one more turn because I'm not looking to activate this now. Oh, getting that one, not the class. I might have taken the class. They need double blue for something's my guess. Yeah, they need double blue for that. Okay. They got some flyers going on, eh? All right. Well, that's nice. Let's do that. Shoot, it doesn't do that. I wanted it to do that, but it doesn't do that. Okay, I can still get a counter on something. I'm used to this being a naturalize effect, and it isn't. And that's terrifying. But they're going to start getting through the dungeon a lot faster than me right now, and that's going to lead to them having an advantage. So we're starting to figure some things out. Going through the dungeon is mighty nice. It's not an enchantment, it's an artifact. I'm so used to that being that style of thing. And yet I cannot do anything here. That's even going to keep me from having attacks. Like, there's basically nothing I could do. It's not like I'm going to top deck a way to get it out of the way. Except that I did. Go me. Yeah, I can reanimate on the last one. Which I don't need to super do. Do I need a goblin or a treasure token? A treasure token means that I could fight the flyer pretty effectively, even if it's equipped. I'm down with that. Because right now all I can reanimate is a 3-1. I don't want to reanimate a 3-1. There's a bloody bug on my monitor. Get out of here. It's also starting to rain. I like this so far. I really like this so far. Do I want to resurrect a 3-1? Let's see what these attacks do. Who wants a counter? I reckon you want a counter. The mana sinks are just good so far. I think spreading these counters around is nice for me, and again saving these so we can go on more dungeon runs. We've got a Dragonborn Bard, so I want to save that, save the lands for that. We've played against very different decks. They kind of had to, right, Uberdag? They wanted one of those cards. I think I definitely want to plummet against this opponent, maybe even two. Yeah, eventually I decided not to pivot into blue. Paladin's Shield doesn't do a whole lot for us here. I think I want my card first, and then we'll decide what we're doing here. Another land doesn't really do much either. I, again, don't really want that guy reanimated, but I suppose we can talk. This guy's now a double striker, which is something. Yeah, Paladin's Shield isn't really doing anything here, but it could save us from damage-based removal, which it's not unreasonable to think they might have. I've got so many mana sinks now, I think it's better off just to keep playing these so I can eventually activate this and the bird on the same turn. Because they're going to have to start tapping this thing down. Is there one of the dungeons that lets me gain life? Yeah, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We start there and just immediately gain life. Oh, you don't want to block and you don't want to tag anymore, huh? I'm down with that. So what happens if this is in play too? I think good things. Because that means they now have to chump block the Gloomstalker. And we've potentially got a Paladin's Shield. This also needs to be blocked. But there was a shield. I'll block your spiked pit trap with my shield. Hey, something to reanimate. I like it. Yes, getting mana screwed does seem like a bad strategy. This thing's absurd. Like, patently absurd. But somebody doesn't have any flyers. And it's them. We should be able to swing here, get in for 2, and then next turn swing team and kill them if they don't present something. Man, this is fun so far. I dig it. What are they looking to get here? A treasure token? Counter on something? What am I supposed to be worried about here? Because this looks like just the world's most obvious block with Gloomstalker. How did they complete the dungeon? I'm confused. They were just looking to draw a card, right? But I still don't quite know how they did it. The torch and the attack trigger. Okay. So they were just looking to cycle that, draw a card, and see if they can find something to deal with us. That makes sense. Doesn't that mean they're dead? If we swing team here. Or if we don't. Yeah, I guess there's potential bad side for them coming... No, that's the Scion. I don't see a real reason not to swing with more here. Like, if they do have a way to kill the Hawk, at least I can make them chump block with something. Okie dokie. We figured it out. Yeah, game log would be nice. There's 1, 2, 3 flyers that are big impact. So do I want both plummets is the question. Because I certainly want one. And I don't want the Paladin shield. Like, yes, it did a thing there. No, we're not building a deck around Paladin shield. Does Iron Golem have anything that is just bad against? Not really. It looks fine, but I kind of want the other plummet, and I'm not quite sure what to cut. So I haven't gotten to play the Purple Worm. I guess on the draw, I'm less likely to want you happen upon a glade. Although the interaction with that and Minimus Containment was really cool. But I could sort of see this going out on the draw. Yeah, first thing I did was, before I even booted the stream up, was buy the Battle Pass and the land alternate art. I think they look cool, but I'm an old D&D nerd. Welp. Let's draw some lands. If I can keep a hand like this and not get run over, that's a good thing. And we drew our 2 plummets, so we're basically good to go. Play a flyer, I dare you. That's not a flyer. I thought we were going to play a flyer. Wizard class looks pretty good to me. Can't trade those off fast enough. I was just going to trade with my Iron Golem. But if their plan is to play a couple flyers, A, this can race it, and B, whee! What does this do when they level it up? Whenever you draw a card, put a counter on a creature. Okay. Owlbear continues to impress. Well, you could play a deck of 23 of them, but you might mill yourself. So hopefully we can have an answer for that. It doesn't look like you're going to get too many of them, but they are impressive. This sucks because I have to block with the Iron Golem. I'll end up having to chump the dang... What? You are a monster. An absolute monster. I did not anticipate that. I'm just going to kill it and hit him in the face, hold up a plummet, and then get him next turn. That had to have been an oops. Because I was like, crap, I lose my Iron Golem, that's most of my pressure. But with them not attacking with it, it's fine, don't care. Yeah, I think the Hand of Vagna is really good, but you have to, like, you have to be attacking with it. If you're not attacking with it, it's not going to do anything. All right, I'm going to fire up the Stream Raiders battle, take a quick potty break, and then we will try the next round. So let's do the thing with the stuff. BRB. So far, I was a lot happier with that 3/3 flyer in white than I thought I would be. Which is good news. Adam with the kills, Jensen Fox with the assists, rewards for Kalk and Jensen. All right, let's see if we can have our first draft be our first 3-0. I would be pleased. This is a defensive one. Hopefully, we all know how to play defensive battles these days. We defend this obelisk and we smash that one. All right. In true D&D fashion, everybody grab a leg.
I hope the magic is going well, Mercure High.
Thank you for the resub, Michael. We're actually up to 250 subs, which is a great spot to be in. I'll spam some cats for Michael, and thank you for the support, my friend. Michael's been here a long time. It kind of does feel like drawing a card, Richard, so far. I have no... Well, it's the flavor text on Grotag Bugcatcher, but it's me expressing myself, Freestyler, is the meaning behind it. We're 2-0 currently. The Pixie Guide, I do think that's going to be real good. That Manticore is a pain in my booty. And I'm kind of screwed now. And this disappoints me. I'm kind of screwed because I don't have white mana. Now, I do have a Scry, thanks to being able to venture in the dungeon. So let's take it. Not thrilled about it, but I can take the tomb and get a Scry 1. So that'll get me to level 2. And I do really like this card, but it won't do a whole lot against their flyers. That said, I think we still take it. Because that can get me a treasure token, which can get me to the planar ally. They're flying. We will find out how good flying is here shortly. Essentially that, Richard. We are becoming a culture that communicates through memes. Is this white to equip? No, but it is 3 to equip. I can't really do much this turn. So I'm really going to be leaning on this planar ally to stop this nonsense. There you go, Jess. I don't know if Plummet would be good against them, Band Geek. Yeah, I'm not sure currently if we would want Plummet. Okay, this stops some of our problems initially. That's not doing anything. And though it disappoints me, I guess we're supposed to take out the 2-1 here because that's what's hitting me. I may want to just get him with the fly and then have this to block. I think that's what I want to do. Because this is functionally 2 damage too. It does want our treasure, but it cannot have it. It's precious to us. I don't think I'm attacking here. Yeah, I don't think I'm attacking here. Maybe I'm supposed to. No, I don't think I'm supposed to. Two life seems kind of useful here. It'll give me time to reanimate the planar ally if they nab it. That is unfortunate. I'm glad I took the life now. Yuck. Okay, maybe Plummet will be good here. Maybe Plummet will be good here. Because I'm about to go to 6. I have low hopes for this round. Because the most I can do currently is gain 2 life. But the 2/2 flyer will be useful. I guess I could gain 2 5 life. That doesn't seem so bad. Man, I'd love to be able to cast this and do things, but I have to take the life here or we're just going to die. This sucks. But it's what we got to do. If this can connect and I get the life gain, I've at least got a blocker for him. God, I hate using my red mana for this. But here we go. I need to not be dead. That gives all of their creatures menace. No, it turns into a 4/4, a 3/3 with menace. Okay. It's good. But I could do something about that. I will not be playing Sealed on Arena, which functionally means I will not be playing Sealed. We just draft these days. I can draw a card end of turn. That already seems good. What happens if I attack with this guy? I probably get to play a purple worm on the cheap, which doesn't really mean much. This is 3 plus itself. And the worm is 5. I get a discount of 2, so I can't go on the dungeon run and then do this. I think I'm still supposed to attack with the 3/3, even though that's the end of my life gaining shenanigans. And actually, I can trigger a life gain shenanigan next turn if I need to. Yeah, I think if they're trading this for the apprentice, I'm happy about that. I think I'm incredibly happy about that. I think if they get me with a combat trick, I'm less happy, but it means I'm still keeping the hawk. Okay, we got a combat trick. The bad news is they're going to start turning things into 1/1s, which is not great, but if they're doing it with this, it still has flying. Because this should complete for them, right? Yeah. And now we'll complete. It's not the worst. That's a new dungeon. So this triggers beginning of combat, right? The Wandering Troubadour, the Dragon Bard, is, I think, quite good. Because, like, you can top deck a land and not be sad. Ranger class is very good. The Cleric class seems like it's worth trying to do a little bit of building around, too. Like, they didn't do anything to this. It's already a 1/1. It's already a 1/1 bird. It's still a 1/1 bird. Alright, let's take our dungeon. Do I want to go through the Mad Mage now? I could get through this pretty quickly and get my 4/4. Like, I've got plenty of life, but I think I kind of want to try the Mad Mage thing. The scrying doesn't seem so bad either, but I'll get the scrying next turn. I'll get the scrying at the end of my turn. Like, I think as fast as we're going, I can get through this. They've got 4, 5, 6, 7 power there. I could put this here and make them double block to trade with it and be pretty happy. I could even conceivably move the Paladin Shield over, but not back. I reckon the 3/3 flyer still works. Although I do kind of want to be able to block that too. Okay, they had enough. I didn't even get to cast my Dargon. We did the dungeons, but not the dragons. Yeah, there's a way to see them. It shows them over here if you're not in them yet. And if you click on the cards, you can right click to get through them quickly. The Plummet's obviously something we're interested in. I think the Celestial Herpaderp probably is too. So I know I want all of this. I don't want the Paladin Shield. I probably don't want the Iron Golem. And I probably don't want the Gloomstalker, because it looks like stuff on the ground doesn't matter that much. It needs to have value stapled to it, or it's just not good enough. At least that's my guess. Because I think we're coming down to things I can grow arbitrarily large if I get, like, the Sylvan Shepherd, Unicorn, Cleric class going, or we're just going to go on dungeon adventures, or kill them with a Purple Worm or this. Is it okay to queue into your draft? It's against the Twitch terms of service to do it if you're watching. If you're not watching, I don't care. But it would technically put you in violation of the Twitch TOS if you queue in and watch the draft. I also don't think that's very much in the spirit of the game. But yeah, if you want to queue in and close the stream, by all means, go ahead. We've got a viewer draft set up for tomorrow to draft this. So if you'd like to draft D&D with me, you can just sign up for it in my Discord. !Discord will play tomorrow. If we've got enough people signed up. I currently see 1, 2, 3, 4 signed up, so we would need 4 more. All right, that's significantly slower, but I still think keepable. Everybody grab a leg. It says in the Discord what time it is. I think it was 1 Eastern, but I don't remember. But you can get all the details there. I did not buy the stickers yet. I don't know if I want those. Those are going to trade one way or another. Or we'll just terminate it. It stands for dumb doo-doo if you're referencing the writers of Game of Thrones. Because they're bad and they should feel bad. What does that do? Trades with this guy? Okay. I think I want to go in the mines again. Scrying for a white source would be pretty handy. Giving that -4, -0 would be handy. There's a lot of things that would be handy here. I'm not super close to any of them. Cleric class we probably keep, given that I can play it. But it's something to do. Because, I mean, we're just going to smack him with the dragon next turn. I still need multiple white mana to really get anything done. But they're getting through this dungeon. Yeah, it does require white. Well, it's 1 mana something to do, but it's not incredibly useful now unless I draw another green card. We do have green cards in the deck. 2 of them would be removal spells for the Fangblade, which would be swell. I'm glad you had a good time, Drake. I love Sealed and would love to play it. It's not financially viable to do so on Arena for me. Like, I did have to invest in gems for this set, and I'm happy to do that. I don't mind buying gems one time per set, but if I ever get to the point where I have to do it multiple times per set, it's a disaster. Just because this is my job. I gotta buy food too, y'all. I guess that is a good way to get fiber, Band Geek. I'm beginning to believe that I should have put the cleric class on the bottom and have some regrets. Whatever time it says in the Discord thing, Garth, I don't remember what it is and don't want to look right this second. But if it says in the Discord it's at 1, yeah. Well, there's some sandwiches you don't want to eat, Standard Beat. You really did eat a card on stream, didn't you, Auntie? Did you swallow it or just chew it up a little bit? And did you say, "Kippis," and then eat it? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I kind of want to know. And do black cards taste like salmiakki? Okay, thank you, Auntie. I guess clerics are just OP. I'm not sure what they were upset about, but I'll take it. So there you go. Our first draft, our first 3-0, hopefully the first of many. Initial evaluations. Cards I was happy with, cards I was not happy with. I was happier with Planar Ally than I thought I would be. And I thought it was going to be playable. I didn't think it was going to be bad. But I thought it was going to be pretty good. I was happy with Ranger's Hog, which I suspected I was going to be happy with Ranger's Hog, and I was. I usually don't like 1-mana 1/1 flyers. Thank you for the bit, Jess. Paladin Shield was okay. Dungeons map was really good. I liked that quite a bit too. You Happen Upon a Glade was good. We used both modes. Spoils of the Hunt was as good as we thought. Minimus Containment was as good as we thought. Never really did anything with the Unicorn, but we could have. The Dungeoneer was good. I thought the Dungeoneer was going to be better than the Planar Ally. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can play 1,000,000 5-drops, but it looks like it's going to be harder to get them than I thought. The Troubadour was absurd. Every time I drew it, I was happy. We didn't see it as much as I'd have liked. And Evolving Wilds was great. So there you go, YouTubers. If you like the content on YouTube, Marty, thank you for the gift subs. Give us a subscribe if you would, and come check out the Twitch channel. It's at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Yeah, and I thought Venturing was going to be good. It was better than I thought, which is saying something. All right, we'll see you next time, YouTubers.